Breaking news. A major shift may be happening inside the Los Angeles Chargers camp, and it centers around wide receiver Quentin Johnston. After years of inconsistency and criticism, is Johnston finally turning the corner? Has he silenced the doubters? Before we dive into the latest developments from training camp, make sure to subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and don't forget to turn on the bell icon so you never miss breaking news and insider updates from around the NFL. Now, let's get into the story. Johnston's performance in camp has fans buzzing and insiders talking. The third-year receiver, once doubted, often overlooked, may finally be on the verge of becoming the weapon the Chargers have always hoped for. With the pressure mounting and expectations higher than ever, Johnston's evolution could reshape the entire offense. This isn't just another player update. This is a potential turning point in the Charger season. You look at Quentin Johnston's 2024 highlights, and something becomes crystal clear. When this guy is on, he's dangerous. In the red zone, he was a go-to weapon for Justin Herbert, piling up touchdowns and creating real matchup problems for defenses. You saw flashes of dominance, like that Raiders game, where he completely torched the secondary and looked like a first-round talent finally coming alive. But then, you remember the inconsistency. The no-show against the Texans. The frustrating pattern where just when it seemed like Johnston was turning the corner, he'd disappear when the team needed him most. Now, with Mike Williams gone, there's a wide open lane for someone to step up as the Chargers' new ex-receiver. And the coaching staff seems to be betting on Johnston. It's not just about talent anymore, it's about trust. And the Chargers appear ready to give him another chance to earn it. That said, camp hasn't been spotless. On day one, Johnston dropped a catchable ball on a delayed route, a play that sparked immediate buzz online and reignited doubts. But he responded by hauling in the next one cleanly, regaining rhythm and composure. It's that tug of war with consistency that has defined his early career. The big question now is this: can Quentin Johnston take all the raw athleticism, all the glimpses of greatness, and finally turn it into reliability? With the ex-receiver roll up for grabs, the window of opportunity is wide open, and he knows it. When fans think of Quentin Johnston, one thing sticks out more than anything else: the drops. And unfortunately, the numbers don't lie. Across 2 seasons in the NFL, Johnston's catch rate sits at just under 59%, well below the league average of 63 to 64%. His drop rate? Around 6%. That means when the ball comes his way, there's still a real chance it ends up on the turf. In his rookie season, he hauled in just 56.7% of targets with 3 notable drops. Year 2 showed improvement, 60.4% catch rate, but with 7 drops. And those mistakes tend to stick in fans' minds more than any highlight reel. But something is changing. This offseason, Johnston opened up about his mindset, and for the first time, there's a real sense of maturity in his words. He says he's never felt better, mentally, physically, and emotionally. And that confidence might be the edge he's been missing. There's a belief building inside the Chargers facility. Coaches are watching closely. And Sanjay Lal, the team's respected wide receivers coach, has been quietly working behind the scenes, challenging Johnston, guiding him, pushing him. Lal has a reputation for getting the best out of underperforming receivers, and this could be his next success story. One telling moment came during a quiet practice. Johnston had dropped a couple of passes, but instead of letting frustration take over, he stayed late, and Lal stayed with him, repeating over-the-shoulder drills, working on timing, rebuilding confidence one rep at a time. This isn't just about numbers anymore. This is about growth, grit, and whether Johnston is finally ready to become the receiver the Chargers hoped for when they called his name on draft night. Over-the-shoulder catches, they've haunted Quentin Johnston since day one. It's one of the hardest skills to master for a wide receiver, especially when the ball's sailing 50 yards through the air, and you've got a defender glued to your hip. But the reality is, that specific weakness has defined a big part of his struggle, and he knows it. That's what makes the latest development out of Chargers camp so significant. In recent sessions, Johnston has reportedly hauled in multiple deep touchdowns, all on those same over-the-shoulder routes that used to trip him up. Not once, not twice, but 3 times. And it wasn't luck. It looked crisp. It looked intentional. It looked like a player who's been working in silence and now wants to speak through his game. Year 3 is often when NFL players hit their stride. The hesitation is gone. The speed of the game slows down, and for Johnston, this might be that moment. The timing couldn't be better. With Mike Williams gone and the ex-receiver spot still unsettled, the Chargers are desperate for someone to step up and take control of that position. Johnston has the build, the athleticism, and now, it seems, the focus to seize it. Still, there's a caveat. So far, these highlights are coming without pads. It's one thing to run clean routes in shorts. It's another thing entirely when the pads go on, contact ramps up, and defenders get physical at the line. That's when we'll truly see where Johnston stands. And that test is coming fast. Pads are going on this week. The real work starts now. If Johnston can carry this momentum into full contact reps, if he can translate the clean catches into contested ones, the Chargers might not just have a contributor, they might have a breakout star on their hands. This is the version of Quentin Johnston fans have been waiting for. And now, all eyes are on him. The buzz is real, and if you're watching closely at Chargers camp, you can feel it. Earlier this week, Quentin Johnston made the catch, a deep strike from Justin Herbert. Over the shoulder, full stride, defenders trailing. Everything about it was different. The way he tracked the ball, the way he turned his head at the right moment, the way his hands extended with perfect timing, it looked clean, natural. Like a receiver who's finally learning to trust his instincts. For a player once criticized for shaky ball tracking and late reactions, that catch wasn't just another rep. It was a statement. And he's not doing it once and disappearing. Johnston has reportedly pulled in 3 touchdowns in the last 4 practices, almost all of them deep balls. That kind of consistency isn't just encouraging. It's rare. What makes this even more intriguing is the broader picture. If Johnston keeps trending upward, and if the younger guys like Trey Harris and Ladd McConkey continue flashing, this Chargers receiving core might quietly become one of the deepest in the AFC. Add in tight ends like Donald Parham and Tyler Conklin, and even a sleeper like Omari Hampton getting more involved out of the backfield. You start to see a system where the ball can go anywhere. And at the center of it all, a third-year receiver finally shaking off the pressure, finding his rhythm, and answering the call. If this version of Quentin Johnston is here to stay, the Chargers may have just uncovered one of the most important pieces to their 2025 offense. What we're witnessing with Quentin Johnston right now isn't just improvement. It might be a turning point. He's no longer just a potential guy. He's starting to look like someone the Chargers need on the field, someone who could carry the ex-receiver role into a new era for this offense. The front office has decisions to make, but with Johnston showing real progress and names like Trey Harris and Darius Davis competing for snaps, it's clear the team is leaning on internal growth rather than outside solutions. The Chargers may still explore roster tweaks, but the truth is, if Johnston can finally deliver on the promise he entered the league with, they may not need to look elsewhere. These moments in camp, the precise catches, the sharper footwork, the body language that says, "I belong," they're more than just drills. They're signals. And right now, all signs point to a player who's finally stepping into his role, just when the team needs him the most. For the first time in a while, optimism around Quentin Johnston doesn't feel like blind hope. It feels earned.